YouTube. What's up, baby? We back in this thing again for another review. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and today we're going to be talking about Miss Marvel Episode 5, entitled Time and Again. That don't sound right. It should be Time Again, but Time and Again, whatever. So, if you've been to the channel before, you already know how we do it. We started off with the premise, 3 favorite scenes, the grade, and then we on to the next one, right? So, and I just want to say sorry because I watched this a couple days ago, and I just wasn't able to record. So I apologize about that, y'all. Coming out with this video a little bit late. But hey, better now than never. You know what I'm saying? So again, Miss Marvel Episode 5, entitled Time Again. Time and Again. So we start off in the past on this episode, where in which it makes sense because we saw that Kamala was put into the past on the last episode. So on this episode, we start off in the past. We see Aisha, and she's running from a British soldier. She ends up taking out the soldier and ends up going into town. And she ends up meeting this, what is his name? She ends up meeting a guy named Hassan. And Hassan is like, he's a really nice guy to her. Like, and he is trying to help her out, but it's taking a minute to break out of her shell because she's in a situation where she doesn't trust anybody. And, all in all, she's not even from this realm, you feel me? So it's like, it's hard for her to really, lower her guard. And she's just used to being on the run. All these things, you know what I'm saying, equal to Aisha being the way that she is. But throughout the time, we see that, throughout the days that she's there, whatever, months, years, whatever, Aisha and Hassan become more acquainted. And they actually end up, I don't know if they're married or not. I mean, I'm pretty sure they are, because she actually ends up getting pregnant by him. And, that kid will go on to be Sana, which is Kamala's grandma, as Aisha is Kamala's great-great-grandma. So anyways, Hassan and Aisha, they're living together. They're about to have a kid. One of the nights that they're, just hanging out, whatever it may be, Aisha ends up noticing that Najma is outside. So she goes and she talks to Najma. And Najma asks Aisha about the bracelet, so that they can get back home. And, so that Aisha can come with them to go back home. Aisha tells Najma that she's hidden the bracelet, so she'll need some time to get it. And Najma says, okay, well, I'll give you a day. I'll come back tomorrow and, just have the bracelet and we can all go home, But we know that Aisha has gotten used to life in this realm. She's gotten used to life with her lover, Hassan. And, of course, she wants to be here with Sana and Hassan in this realm, you know what I'm saying, and live life. She's over the fact of, hey, I'm not from this realm, I want to go back home and stuff. Like, no, she's made a home here, you know what I'm saying? So she's really focused on just, like, basically staying here. Matter of fact, if she never saw Najma again or any of the other jinn, she would have been fine with that, you know what I'm saying? So we get to a situation where Aisha and Hassan and Sana, they're leaving to try to escape I don't know if they're trying, because like a lot of the people that were there were trying to leave, to escape from the British like invasion per se. You feel me? So it made, but Aisha is trying to get away from Najma, but it makes perfect sense for Hassan, Aisha, and Sana to leave and go on a train to escape what's going on with the British soldiers invading. It makes sense, like that's the series, that like that's the situation, but really in all reality, we know that Aisha is just trying to get away from Najma. So anyways, they Aisha tells Hassan that we know we need to leave. They try to catch a train, um, to escape from dealing with Najma. Um, Hassan is like, why are we leaving? Like, why are we really leaving? Like, who was that lady that you were talking to? And so Aisha ends up explaining to Hassan that, she's from a different realm. Um, and, she ends up telling him a little bit about Najma. And although, these are things that he should have known before they, started doing what they was doing, he was okay with it. You feel me? Like he truly loved Aisha and knew that Aisha chose him, and therefore they have a family together, and that bond was created with both of their intentions. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't feel betrayed or anything like that she didn't tell him. He just wanted to know, like, what was going on. So after she explains to Hassan a few things, you know what I'm saying, like things are good with them again, like between them again. Um, so Aisha can sense that Najma is coming. So what she does, she tells Hassan to take Sana on the train, and I'll catch up with you later. And so he does that. So she stays behind trying to buy time for them to actually leave by dealing with Najma. Um, Aisha ends up giving the bracelet to Sana before she runs into Najma. And then when Najma finds out, that Aisha, has basically betrayed her people and is not really trying to look forward to getting back home and doesn't have the bracelet or whatever it may be, but she still knows that Aisha has the bracelet around. So she's like, you know what? I'll find the bracelet. I'll get us home without you. And then she stabs Aisha. So before Aisha dies, she does like this. She does something with the bracelet, or she just does something, and it basically calls Kamala to help out Sana, because what happens is Sana ends up running away from Hassan, and he's trying to look for her, but he can't find her. And then Sana is calling for Aisha because she wants her mom, because she doesn't want to be without her mom. So Hassan is looking for Sana. Sana is looking for Aisha. But what ends up happening is, once Aisha calls for Kamala to come to, back in time to that direct situation happening, she ends up telling her, "Hey, I need your help. Like you're the one that I was calling for." You know what I'm saying? Because obviously Kamala has the bracelet in the present time. So, anyways, Kamala agrees to help Sana get back to her father Hassan on the train, and so she helps her get there. Um, and as she's doing these things, Kamala is now realizing that she heard this story from her, like from her grandma, and then also her mom, about like how Sana, what I'm saying, was led to the train or whatever. And she realizes that she did this before. You feel me? Like this is like her past. She realizes that that story was her actually coming to the past to help out Sana and then, you know what I'm saying, going back or whatever it may be. So it was like a crazy situation to realize that she was the one that actually helped her grandma out. No, her great, no, yeah, her great great grandma and her grandma out. You feel me? Um, it just it was crazy. It was pretty surreal. Um, so after everything is good, then we go back to the present, and we are like right where we had left off, right? You know what I'm saying? But we see that for some reason, the veil has opened, and this is the veil that basically leads to the other realm where the jinn are from. So Salim tries to go in, but she ends up dying. Like the energy, I guess, ends up killing her, and then the veil becomes unstable. So Kamala tries to close it, um, and she asks Najma for her help, and Najma's like reluctant to do it at first, but then she's like, you know what, I'ma help. You feel me? And the reason why she ends up helping is because Kamala brings up to Aisha that, hey, like, you're trying to go back home and you're gonna leave your son here. You know what I'm saying? And like that's not right. And you took Sana away from Aisha, or you took Aisha away from Sana, and you kept them from being together, not by their choice, but by yours. And by your choice, you're gonna leave your son. Like, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You should be better than that. And this persuades Najma to, you know, help close the veil. And so she's like, I got it. So she ends up walking into the veil and she ends up dying just like Salim did. But when she does it, she ends up after when she dies, the veil closes. But before she dies, she ends up calling out Cameron's name, and her will, her power goes to him, and he inherits her power and her will. Um, so then from there, we got Kamala's mom and Kamala's grandma, and they end up tracking Kamala to that location, and they end up seeing her right in time to see that she is the one that has the power. I mean, Kamala's grandma already like knew what was going on pretty much, but Kamala's mom didn't. So when they both get there, she's able to see that she is the one that has the power. She's the light girl, you know what I'm saying, per se, because that's what they call her. Um, and then you know, Kamala, her grandma, and her mom have a deep conversation. And then we cut back to the States, and then we see Bruno is like chilling at his house or whatever. And then all of a sudden, Cameron comes to Bruno and he's asking him for help. Like, hey, I need a place to stay. Like, I'm being followed and I just got out of a crazy situation. Can you help me out? And so Bruno's like, all right, you know, I'll help you out or whatever. But then we see that uh, Cameron has been followed by a drone. So when they see the drone is like, you know, after them or whatever, Cameron destroys the drone, and then, you know, he realizes that, you know, Bruno and him need to escape. They need to leave because, you know, if they destroy the drone, they obviously see that Cameron's there. More is gonna come. You feel me? And even agents. So they got to get out of here. They got to make a run for it. So that's what they do. So that's basically the premise of the episode. Three of my favorite scenes would be Aisha falling in love with Hassan. It was like, it's crazy to see how, you know, guarded she was, and, you know, she's from a different realm, and, you know, she's trying to get back home with her people and stuff like that, to actually becoming to be okay with where she's at, making home where she's at, falling in love with a regular human, and then, you know, them having a baby. Like, that was cool to see. My second favorite scene would be Najma's sacrifice. Even though she has been a piece of crap for a while in the series, ever since she was pretty much introduced, the fact that she did sacrifice herself, um, you know what I'm saying, it to help out the world per se, you feel me? From being destroyed by this unstable veil. Um, was nice to see her come around to being, you know, good. My third favorite scene would be Kamala's mom and grandma, and Kamala. You know what I'm saying, as they're talking, and you know, just having like a woman conversation, women's group, you know what I'm saying, catch like, hey, this was your mom when she was your age, you know what I'm saying, and this, you know, this is me when like, that was really cool to see, the history, and seeing her mom in a different light and seeing her grandma in a different light. That was really cool to me. For this episode, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. It was a cool episode, and I understand that they're trying to develop the story and let you know the background of certain characters and how things can, you know, were coming to be. But it's just like, this has been very slow as far as action wise, you know, whatever it may be. And I just, you know, this show is for certain people, and don't get me wrong, I can see it with the little things that it has, and I do like certain things, and I do like the differences, but it's just like, I need more action. But you know, 7.5 out of 10 is definitely not a bad situation. But yeah, please let me know if you guys saw the episode in the comments down below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, this is Q's Insight. I'm Callie. Until next time.